What's up, guys? In today's video I'm going to be breaking down my thought process behind my solo zero build victory cash cup games on NA Central. Hopefully you guys can learn a little bit in terms of strategy, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. And before we get into that, I just want to say thank you guys for continuing to support these videos. It really does mean a lot. Please leave a comment if you guys enjoyed this video, and let's see if we can get it to 15 likes or so. That'd be wonderful if we could get that out there. Now, first, if you guys are struggling to make it to finals, I would suggest that you play very passive, that you find a spot that you can survive off spawn. Maybe it's even just a few chests and looting and playing for endgame. And if you can't make it to endgame, try and play whites in either a large POI and really just don't move too far from your spawn and try and avoid fights, only taking free third parties and endgame eliminations, and you should be able to qualify a lot easier. Alright, now onto the video, and for my drop spot, I am landing here in kind of this middle part of the map, right below Restored Reels. I like this area because of the 2 guaranteed chest spawns. I think there's like 6 chests within a very small area here, as well as 3 cactus spawns, so I don't have to use any of my shield, as well as various nitro barrels around to rotate. So I have multiple options in terms of rotations, either north, south. I'm already generally center of the map. There's a few bushes that I like to play, and I feel like I can get a good amount of loot for a solo and greed for more loot if needed from here. Now, as I'm rotating away, I actually get tagged a little bit from the middle of the map, so I know someone has looted over there. So that means I have to find loot elsewhere, so I'm going to start roaming towards the forecast tower, which I know that is up and is something I can play for this game since I landed basically right next to it. After looting the beach, I rotate back up the hill with bubbles in hand so I can be ready for any engagement. And there I'm rewarded for my diligence by keeping bubbles in my hand and ready to fight at all times. I juggle the loot accordingly, see that it has a Nuka-Cola, so I hit that first, and then the mini as it's popped to try and heal quickly. I'm constantly... Now note the footsteps on the bottom left corner of my screen here. I'm too focused on the guy gliding in off in the distance, and I'm going to pay for that shortly. Because I'm more worried about the guy I see gliding closer to me that I think is potentially a free elimination. Now, the price always isn't in your life, but I lost utility here. I had to use a bunker to defend myself and a shockwave to rotate away something that I definitely could have used in the long run of this game. It's really the small things that make a big difference when it's only the win that matters. So when I come back up here, I'm not sure where that solo went, so I choose to spray out the wall from a distance. I've already sprayed the bush to my left. I'm trying to figure out where he went as I try and get this forecast out. Now, my opponent does not know that that was the last medium bullet that I had in my inventory, but the bunker is enough to deter him. I'm using a lot of resources to get this, but hopefully it pays off so I know where all the zones are going to be later into the game. Just drop in on him. So previously I had saw a solo go underneath this little building, so I knew the second guy coming in was going to run into the solo that was still camped down there. And in this position with my current loadout, I knew I had to play for an aggressive refresh, and I was just too passive in this moment if I'm self-assessing what I need to do better in this game. I absolutely need to go jump in and play aggressive and get that refresh and get whatever utility or movement that they're holding would be better than the items I have in. Now, a bit unlucky that the guy above me had EMPs. I did get some bubbles on my rotation, but I ultimately didn't play aggressive enough to get the refresh I needed to actually make it far into this game. Now, I do a good job this second game to let them really just come to me. I get my loot, I play passive, and I get the refreshes as I get 2 rotation frags here. Now, even though I'm pressured from this guy on the side, I am purposely staggering my bubble timer based off of the pressure that he's applying. I know I'm edge here. I see the enemy medallion on the minimap, so I'm aware that they are at least close by to me. And eventually I decide to fight back and sprout his wall, which was the right call and forces him to use another bunker to fortify his position. Here I learned from my mistakes in the previous game and I play much more aggressive, third-partying the fights, and now look, I actually have 4 eliminations and the mythic AR. So I saw the 2 medkits and I wanted to play whites on this rotation because I didn't get any utility from the previous eliminations, but what I did not pay attention to was to how slow the zone was moving, and the enemy was actually still in on the hill that I was watching this whole time. And honestly, just a really big mistake on my part. I need to be way more aware as I'm rotating to where my enemy position still is. And in game number 3 here, I pulled zone. I've got generally the utility that I want now to play for endgame. Here I hear them fighting down below, and I know this is my chance to try and third party. I'm learning from my mistakes. Because of my decisive decision making and my aggressive plays, I'm the benefactor of all this loot. Now, one thing you'll notice with my gameplay in solos is that I'm constantly looking for a slight advantage on my opponents. Here, I'm choosing a slightly elevated position to get free shots on him. You saw it on the forecast tower earlier. I'm always looking for that slight advantage, and honestly, ratty positioning, just stuff people aren't going to expect to get the edge. What the f- He's cheating, bro. Come on. Oh, man. Super unfortunate to die to a rage hacker there. I went back and replays afterwards, and I saw he hit a triple headshot on me on that rotation. That's just the state of the game right now. But I think this was arguably one of the best games that I played in finals, just because I was so poised to position well and rotate front side. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you in the next one.